It's harvesting day at Bodie Farms.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm washing off radishes.
Yum.
And we just picked a whole bunch of zucchini. Yeah, we'll put up a picture of that. Can you put pictures in the video?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and these are going to be in the farmers market this afternoon here at Bodie Farms. Y'all come out to the outskirts of Bozeman and get yourself some yummy organic produce. Hey everybody.
Hi everyone.
Hey, it's August already.
Wow, how did that happen?
Yeah, we started out with a clip from Bodie Farms.
Organic farm southwest of Bozeman, doing some great things and allowing us to put our hands back in the dirt, get grounded.
Yeah, we've been weeding and we've been harvesting just this last time. But what we're realizing is that this is great self-care. Like, it's really, how would you say?
Yeah, I don't know. There really is something, I think, when we open up our senses, other senses besides vision, to the world around us, and particularly any aspect of the natural world around us. So to me, the aspect of actually touching the soil and touching the produce, there's something quite grounding about that. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, and there's something also that puts me back in myself, since these are things that I eat, and to be out participating in that kind of process in such a minimal way compared to what professionals are doing every day for us, especially the farm workers. But this is it's been a good experience.
It has been good.
And that kind of leads us into what we're focusing on this month. Really, it's kind of become foremost in our conversation, the idea of why take care of the worlds within.
Yeah, why? It's a sense of, I think as you've put it, of inner ecology. And we don't always think of ecology as existing within us. Of course, between us, there's an ecology, and there's an ecology all around us. But this is one that needs tending as well.
Yeah, in fact, most of you know, if you think about it closely enough, you know that it makes a difference how you feel on the inside in relation to how you interact with everything else. How you interact with community, how you interact with the checker when you're checking out at the grocery store, or with the customers if you're a person who is a cashier at a grocery store. Our inner ecology is part of, a significant part of how we fit in to the larger ecology in healthy or unhealthy ways.
Yeah, when we're healthy, our ecology is healthy. I think one of the things it does is opens the door to relationship, instead of that sort of guarded, isolated state or exhausted state or weary state that we spend so much of our time in, it seems, given the challenges that we face.
And so, of course, here recently, our inspiration, one of our big new teachers about what self-care looks like when it comes from relationship rather than from all about me, is Simone Biles. We've been watching her and how she has dealt with this situation. Elite athletes, we are all learning quite better, I think, if we're paying attention to what they're saying, place themselves in excruciatingly dangerous situations to be able to accomplish, not all, but many, to be able to accomplish what is entertaining to us, what breaks world records, what is astonishing to us and inspiring to us. But if somebody's off, it's vital that they take care of themselves. And so we have been considering what are the variables in internal ecology that make it so that you can take care of yourself. Biles has been showing us that when you start feeling this disconnect, you were talking about that earlier.
That's, I think, a great example of inner ecology is, as she described, getting the twisties, which I guess is a common problem for gymnasts, where there's a disconnect between the mind and the learned behavior and the body. And so that integration allows her to do the wonderful things she does, and a breakdown in that integration is a kind of blow to the inner alignment, the inner ecology that she needs to do the wonderful things she does.
And, quite practically, what's happening in Simone Biles is that she has a very, very highly developed parietal lobe. She's got proprioceptive skills that are way beyond anything any of us have. We have them because we can walk, we can balance. That's proprioception. And it behooves us to work on those and to keep those in good shape. But my gosh, the skill with which she uses that proprioception is beyond anything any of us can really imagine. The other thing, though, that has been happening with her over the years that she's been an Olympian, which is quite many, is that her frontal lobe has been developing. And that has made it so that she has a better and more acute ability for being able to predict what happens if she ignores damage to her body or fatigue or signs like the twisties.
Yeah, or even ignores just that feeling of disconnect. You know,
Right.
if you just try to power through it or push through it, as some people unfortunately have insisted she should have done.
Right.
That's not acting out of her own best ecology by any sense. And I think she also tied herself, as nature itself does. You know, there's this individual expression of what's good for the organism, and then there's all of the relationship that exists around that organism. And in her case, she's part of a team, and she was taking them and their welfare into consideration as well.
Right, pulling herself out in the interest of the well-being of the whole team and the possibilities for their meddling, and being able to be in the fullness of their expression, which wasn't challenged at that time. So the thing that we found ourselves talking about relative to full ecology is this challenge with, especially with internal ecology, is how do you become attuned to the ecology of intrapsychic, of interbeing, of self-care, and not become just a reinforcer of your own separation myth. And here's what we've come up with. Simone Biles is a good example. She's making that choice for her own body, but she's also making that choice for the well-being of her team. And she's making it against knowing that there's going to be backlash from people who want her to behave in a certain way. She is not separate from those considerations, but she's not there just to make everybody else feel good. Neither are any of these trees behind us. They're not there exclusively for the purpose of making everybody else, all the other trees, feel good. They're there to be quite healthy.
Yeah,
so
the healthier
that,
they are,
Exactly.
then the healthier the forest is, the community. We were talking earlier about the apple trees that grow in a yard beside where we live, and how if certain kinds of larvae start eating the leaves and threatening the well-being of the apple tree, they'll call in, if you will, through pheromones, wasps that will then take care of those larvae, be very happy to have those meals, and preserve the ability of the apple tree to stay strong. And so that everything is acting both out of a strong individual ecology, if you will, and at the same time a connected ecology that really does link us all together.
And we all are. And so that's the guidance that we can get from the natural world, is to look at the individual beings. It sure feels like, my experience is that this body makes a big difference in how I can navigate through the world. And this body isn't going to be able to do anything if it doesn't have gravity, if it doesn't have ground, if it doesn't have the moon out there that is putting just the right pull on the earth, so that there are tides, so that there are seasons. It's really quite astonishing the way it all holds together, and it all affects each of us, even as we affect the others in our spheres.
Yeah, I wonder if part of the problem with us being able to perceive the reality of a relationship anywhere close to the depth that actually exists is because we're really fond of binary thinking. Not that binaries don't exist. There's light and there's dark and there's hot and there's cold, but to have to divide everything very quickly because we're so hurried that we don't really have time to make relationship with what's going on, I think leads to the notion of the question, well, is Simone Biles good or bad in this case? that's such an artificial question, yet how often do we ask that, is this good or is this bad, at the snap of a finger, just so that we can make a declaration and move on?
Yeah.
And that guards against relationship.
Yeah, is it good or bad that the juvenile hawk that we've been hearing up in these trees is not chirping right now so that you can hear it? Is that good or bad? Is it good or bad that the immature pine cone fell at my feet as we were walking over here because of the breeze? Is that good or bad? Oh, there was a chirp. I just
Yes,
heard it.
yes. Thank you.
Is it good or bad that the airplanes keep coming over and making it hard for us to speak? You know, this is not useful. It is what's going on. And so in internal ecology, how do we take care of ourselves in ways that give us the kinds of breaks that we need, the kind of quiet that we need, and also the kind of entertainment that we need? One of the things that we do, if we are truly taking care of ourselves, is to reach out to others, which is what the apple trees do.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. And you know, of course, you've heard us talk about these very trees releasing not just oxygen we need to live, but also phytoncides, these chemicals that strengthen our vital organs and amp up our immune system. That kind of exchange goes on, and we're the beneficiary. And it's not something we pause to feel too often. And there's great, I think, calm, and there's great chance for gratitude, actually, the more we are able to feel how connected we are.
Right, and there's great pain then, on the other hand, in all of the strategies that we have learned from our culture for attempting to place ourselves in superior positions, conceptually to think of ourselves as superior, or to place ourselves in a superior place, or to place ourselves in a victim place. Either way, we're buying into that separate me first, what about me position. And that's the question of internal ecology. That's the question of what can the natural world teach us about true self-care. And true self-care is not, it's weirdly not greedy. It's not selfish.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if you can figure it out intellectually. Just forget about it. Take care of yourself. Lean into other people. Ask people for help. And then you'll find yourself supporting others. This is the way, you know this isn't new. All of us have had many moments like that. What we see on media, what we see on advertisement would lead us to, and what we see in political interactions many times would lead us to understand that we need to be more independent and individual and domineering. Well, you check it for yourself.
Yeah, sometimes I think when we go out into the natural world and we have a slightly, at least, better chance of realizing how connected we are and how independent we are, maybe that helps guard against the age-old illusion that I'm separate and I have to act for my welfare and to heck with you. I mean, that notion, that myth does, I think, start to fall apart when you take time to stop and realize how connected we are, both with the humans that we spend our time with, but of course the systems of this planet.
And so, these are all things that we talk about in our new book. If you haven't had a chance to take a look, please do. Full Ecology.
Repairing our relationship with the natural world.
And you can find it at your independent bookstore. You can find it any of the places where you find books. Please take a read and let us know what you think. Also, please join us. We're going to be going deeper into what does the natural world have to teach us about how to be to keep our internal ecologies healthy. It already is all the time, but we're going to investigate that slightly more deeply in the deep dive on the 10th of August, which is a Tuesday. It'll be at 6 Mountain Time in the evening. And so we'll be sending out an announcement about that. You can check on our website, right?
Yes, and they can also find out there about our amazing retreat we're looking forward to in the Centennial Valley of Southwest Montana, one of the most beautiful places we've ever seen. And that's saying a lot, living where we do. But it's the home, and we're going to be sitting right at the front door of the Red Rock Lakes National Wildlife Refuge, where trumpeter swans were reintroduced back in the 30s from 70 birds. And today it's a rich and quiet and inspiring landscape, and we think it's perfect for this retreat.
Yeah,
The
we've
dates
got,
of which?
well, we've got a few spots left. So if you are free, August 22nd to 26th, check it out on our website. Be in touch with us, connect at fullecology.com. Don't miss this. It's going to be
It's gonna
really
be
something
great.
else. And the focus of it is really this internal ecology and social ecology, all of it. It's the fullness of ecology. But the title we've given it is, Who Are You Now? Who are you now here on this, what is this changing COVID thing? Who are you now in this um, really accelerated attention that climate change is demanding of us right now? Who are you? And what does that mean for you going forward? And there's nothing like spending time, 5 days, on a vast sweep of land with this huge sky and these mountains and this wetland and all of these birds to engage that question.
The occasional wolf, and moose, and it's a magic place.
Yeah, so check that on our website, and that's fullecology.com.
And I think that retreat, one last word, is really about helping all of us gain the kind of perspective of reality that allows us to energize our steps forward in the face of something like climate change. It's not a workshop to come up with technical solutions, but
Right.
it is a workshop to come up with the energy and the commitment and the sense of kinship that we want to honor and serve moving forward.
Yeah, yeah. We are interested in using full ecology, listening to full ecology to answer the question, so what? So what for any of this? And so who are we now?
Have a great August,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
hope where you are it's beautiful and not too smoky,
Yeah.
which it has been throughout, of course, the West, including right where we live. Today we've got a little clearer day. We're happy for that.
Yeah, we really are. Take good care of yourselves and of each other, and we will check in with you. Come to the deep dive on the 10th at 6 o'clock. Well, that's it.
Bye for now.
Be in touch. Bye.